It was a sweltering afternoon in Briar Hollow Estates, the kind of suburban paradise where every lawn looked like it was trimmed with nail scissors and American flags fluttered on every porch. My wife Clara and I had just moved in, ready for a quiet life. But beneath the polished surface of this neighborhood simmered a silent tyranny, orchestrated by none other than Karen, the HOA president with a clipboard and a vendetta. For 8 years, she'd ruled with an iron fist, her reign unchallenged, no elections, no oversight, just fear and a knack for selective enforcement. Little did she know, her power trip was about to crash into a wall she never saw coming. It all began with a violation notice duct taped to our front door. The crime. Our blinds were slightly uneven. No photo, no timestamp, just a scrawled demand to correct immediately or face fines. I crumpled it up and tossed it in the trash, laughing it off with Clara. "Let her come talk to me directly," Clara said, her eyes glinting with the calm confidence of someone who'd faced worse than a nosy neighbor. She should have been careful what she wished for. The next morning, at exactly 9:43 a.m., Karen stormed onto our porch like she was raiding a drug den. No doorbell, just fists hammering our door like it owed her rent. Clipboard in hand, Bluetooth earpiece blinking, she shouted about an emergency HOA inspection. Clara, off-duty but still in her department-issued hoodie, peeked through the peephole and smirked. Instead of opening the door, she cracked the window and said, "Cool as ice, Mom, you're trespassing. Please leave my property." Karen's face turned the color of a ripe tomato. "You're obstructing HOA duties. That's a criminal offense. I'm calling the cops." Clara's grin widened. "Please do." 3 minutes later, Karen was on her phone, yelling into 911 that she was being held hostage by a hostile woman refusing lawful entry. The operator asked for a description. "She's hiding, but she looks shady." Karen snapped. There was a pause, then the operator's voice crackled, "Ma'am, that address belongs to Chief Clara Thornfield. Please step off her property immediately." Silence. Karen stammered, "Wait, what?" That was her first mistake, picking a fight with the new county police chief. Her second. Thinking she could outrun the truth. Karen tried to backpedal, claiming it was a routine check, but Clara wasn't buying it. As a cop, she knew how to sniff out lies, and something about Karen's clipboard crusade smelled rotten. She requested the HOA's call logs, bylaws, and incident reports. What she found was a paper trail of deceit. No inspection was scheduled. Karen had fabricated 11 citations in the past month alone, all targeting homeowners who dared to question her authority. But the real bombshell was in the HOA's financials, or rather, what wasn't there. Clara, never one to half-ass an investigation, called in 3 trusted officers. Within days, they uncovered a cesspool of corruption. Doctored meeting minutes, forged architectural approval letters, and a secret LLC controlled by Karen that was snapping up neighborhood green spaces under shady eminent domain rules. The scam was diabolical. Karen would slap residents with fake violations, pocket the fines, and funnel the money into her LLC. She'd already flipped 3 parcels of land to a developer for a cool $2 million profit. The total scheme. A staggering $6 million land grab, built on lies and intimidation. When Karen got wind of the investigation, she lost it. In 5 days, she filed 7 frantic 911 calls, accusing neighbors of everything from harassment to vandalism to arson over a backyard fire pit. Each call triggered a rapid response team, but every report was flimsier than the last. Dispatch soon flagged her as a habitual caller, instructing officers to approach with caution and body cams rolling. Clara's team didn't stop there. They secured a warrant to search the HOA office, which, surprise, surprise, was tucked away in Karen's basement. Inside, they found a printer loaded with blank violation forms, 2 laptops with spreadsheets labeled target list, and audio recordings of Karen coaching personally to bully residents into compliance. It was a goldmine of guilt. Karen's empire crumbled in front of the very house she tried to inspect. Handcuffed in her own driveway, she sobbed, claiming it was all a misunderstanding. that she was just trying to keep the neighborhood beautiful. The judge wasn't swayed. In court, over a dozen residents took the stand, spilling stories of harassment, fake fines, and threats. Some broke down in tears, recounting years of living under Karen's thumb. Clara testified last, her voice steady as steel. "No one is above the law," she said, "not even someone with a clipboard and a name tag." The gavel fell hard. 6 years of probation, a lifetime ban from HOA leadership, and restitution to every homeowner she'd fleeced. Karen's reputation was toast, her fake empire reduced to ashes. Briar Hollow Estates exhaled. The HOA was gutted and rebuilt from the ground up. Elections were held, transparency policies enforced, and Clara took on a role as a non-voting legal advisor to keep things honest. As for Karen, she sold her house and slunk off to a county 2 hours away, where she had the gall to run for another HOA board. Word of her scandal had spread, though, and her campaign crashed harder than her land deal. The neighborhood was free, but the story of Karen's downfall. That's the kind of tale that lives forever, especially on my YouTube channel, Midnight Tales, where we dive into real-life dramas like this one. So, what would you do if an HOA tyrant tried to bully your spouse, only to find out they were the police chief? Drop your thoughts in the comments on Midnight Tales, and if you've ever faced a power-hungry HOA nightmare, I want to hear every juicy detail. Sometimes, revenge is just letting the truth answer the door. But the story doesn't end there. The ripple effects of Karen's takedown shook Briar Hollow to its core. Neighbors who'd been too scared to speak up started sharing their own horror stories. One guy, Tom, had been fined $500 for parking his truck an inch over his driveway line. Another woman, Priya, was hit with a $200 penalty for planting roses that weren't on the HOA's approved flora list. Each story peeled back another layer of Karen's reign of terror, revealing a neighborhood held hostage by one woman's ego. On Midnight Tales, we covered every angle, from the forged documents to the shady LLC, and our subscribers ate it up, flooding the comments with their own HOA battles. Clara, ever the strategist, didn't just stop at Karen's arrest. She pushed for a full audit of the HOA's records going back a decade. What they found was even uglier. Karen hadn't acted alone. 2 board members, her loyal lieutenants, had been skimming dues to fund lavish HOA retreats at luxury resorts. The trio had justified it as team building, but receipts showed spa days, steak dinners, and first-class flights. The developer who bought the green spaces, turns out he was Karen's cousin, and the deals were sealed with handshake agreements and zero oversight. The whole operation was a masterclass in small-town corruption, and Midnight Tales broke it down in a 3-part series that racked up thousands of views. The courtroom was a spectacle. Karen's defense leaned hard on her dedicated volunteer persona, painting her as a misunderstood perfectionist. But the evidence was a tidal wave: 47 falsified citations, $1.2 million in misappropriated funds, and those damning audio recordings where Karen bragged about keeping people in line. One clip, played for the jury, had her laughing about fining a single mom $300 for a kiddie pool in her backyard. The jury didn't deliberate long. Karen's tears didn't help, they just made her look like she was sorry she got caught. The restitution order hit her hardest. Every penny she'd extorted had to be repaid, and her savings were already gutted from legal fees. Midnight Tales live-streamed reactions to the verdict, and our chat exploded with emojis and victory memes. Life in Briar Hollow changed fast. The new HOA board, a mix of fed-up presidents and reform-minded newcomers, set strict rules: no fines without photographic proof, no meetings without public notice, and no land deals without a community vote. Clara's presence as an advisor kept everyone honest. She didn't need to say much, her badge did the talking. The neighborhood felt lighter, like it could finally breathe. Kids rode bikes without fear of a violation for excessive chalk art. Gardens bloomed with unapproved daisies. And on Midnight Tales, we celebrated with a video tour of the new Briar Hollow, showcasing the lemonade stands and backyard barbecues that Karen would have outlawed. Karen's name became a cautionary tale, whispered at block parties and shared in MidnightTales comment sections. When we heard she'd tried to weasel her way onto another HOA board, we posted a quick update video, and our subscribers spread the word faster than wildfire. Her new neighbors shut her down before she could even print her first violation form. Justice doesn't always come this clean, but when it does, it's sweeter than a summer lemonade stand. So, head over to MidnightTales on YouTube and tell us, have you ever faced an HOA bully like Karen? Did you fight back, or did they win? Share your stories, because nothing exposes a tyrant like the truth, and a good door to knock on.